Hello Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Aries, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. So with all that being said, Aries, let's get started. How does Aries currently view this relationship? Okay, Aries. Okay. The first thing that came to my mind is this is not happening to you, it's happening for you. With the Three of Swords to the Moon, that's kind of telling me that something is definitely not working out in your favor, and it looks like you're extremely bummed out because of it, okay? So this could be like a marriage that's just simply not working out, a relationship that's just not working out, and it has you extremely sad and extremely bummed out. You might find yourself asking yourself, I don't understand, like, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? This is not happening to you, this is happening for you. A lot of good is going to come out of this entire situation. In other words, Aries, you may not see it right now, but a lot of good is going to come out of this entire situation. In other words, this needed to happen. How does this person currently view this relationship? Okay. Ooh. We have the Eight of Wands to the Nine of Wands, and then we also have the Five of Wands here. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Devil, okay? In regards to how this person's currently viewing this relationship with you, and you might agree with certain things that I might say here, but this person basically views their relationship with you as something that has been extremely overwhelming, extremely, toxic and chaotic and, dysfunctional. For some of you, you might have found yourself constantly bickering back and forth with this person, not really seeing eye to eye on a lot of things. It just kind of looks like this dynamic between the two of you just has been extremely toxic. Now, with the Devil coming out here, that's telling me that not only are they being affected by this dynamic that the two of you share with one another in a very negative way, so have you. Okay, so the both of you are being equally affected by this relationship, and it might not be in the exact same ways, but y'all are being, directly affected in a negative way by this dynamic that you guys share with one another is basically, what I'm gathering, unfortunately, okay? Now, even though this relationship has been affecting you in a very negative way, it kind of looks like ending the relationship wasn't something that you wanted to essentially do. And it kind of looks like they don't necessarily want this to happen either. It just kind of looks like you guys have a hard time developing this healthy relationship that the two of you truly want and desire with one another. How does Aries currently feel? We have the Tower. We have the Two of Wands. I feel like this is what Spirit wants you to do. This is what Spirit wants you to do. Spirit wants you to have trust and faith that everything in life happens for a reason. There is a reason why this dynamic between the two of you needs to come to an end. And it's because it's affecting you in a very negative way. And no matter how hard you try to keep this dynamic between the two of you intact and afloat, some shit always goes left, making it extremely hard, for you to develop and create the relationship that you want with this person. Now, the Devil is linked to the Tower, so it's no surprise that we got the Tower out here. But yeah, it looks like this needs to fall apart in order for something better to essentially come along. Now, remember when I said something good is going to come out of this, okay? And you ain't going to see the shit coming, but something good is going to come out of this, okay? Now, as far as what's going to end up happening once it's all said and done between the two of you on their end is yet to obviously be determined, but we already kind of know what's going to roughly happen in your life, okay? So this relationship between the two of you is going to come to an end. It could have already came to an end, but it looks like something else is going to fall into your life, and it's going to be something 10 times better, and it does appear to me as a relationship. Now, this dynamic between you and this person has a potential to lead to marriage, especially with the Hierophant coming out here. The Hierophant does speak of marriage and unity between two people. Your relationship with this person will be the polar opposite of your relationship with this one. So you're not going to really find yourself arguing with this one over here like that. You're not going to really find yourself disagreeing with this person like you do with this one over here. You're not going to find yourself in a toxic and unhealthy relationship like the one we see you in with this one over here. But again, you just have to have trust and faith that everything in this life happens for a reason. You may not fully understand why all this is happening to you now, but this is kind of telling me that very soon you will. Now let's look at this person. Okay. So as far as like what's going to end up happening in their life, okay? I'll be honest. I do see this person definitely growing and maturing a whole lot, okay? Um, so once this dynamic comes to an end, if it hasn't came to an end just yet, when it does come to an end, you know, they're going to spend a lot of time focusing on their career and getting their life together. But I am definitely getting that this person will definitely grow and mature a lot. To go from a freaking King of Wands to King of Pentacles is pretty impressive if you ask me. So that's kind of telling me that this person definitely will grow and mature. A lot is what I'm gathering. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Two of Cups. We also have the Sun with the Six of Swords to the Two of Pentacles. And then we also have the Hierophant. You will move forward and move on with your life and jump into a relationship with someone else way before they do. But I do see them entering a relationship with someone eventually. So you're going to find yourself basically meeting the one shortly after this dynamic between the two of you comes to an end, and they will find themselves meeting the one as well. Okay. It is basically what I'm gathering for the both of you. I just feel like you're going to end up meeting the one way before this person ends up meeting the one. So it might take them a year or two before they meet this Queen of Pentacles, but they will definitely meet this Queen of Pentacles. I do believe that these two will specifically meet one another online. I am definitely getting that. And this Queen of Pentacles will stick out like a sore thumb to them. I am getting that, but that's how I see this essentially playing out. So they're going to spend a lot of time focusing on themselves, growing and maturing as an individual. I'm also getting that this person's going to find themselves making better decisions in life. Okay, I'm getting that. They're growing and maturing. They are. They definitely are. What actions will Aries take towards this person? Or move. Okay, we'll take you. We shall take you. Okay, so we do have the Strength card. We do have the Six of Wands to the Page of Swords, and then we also, listen, my friend, when you do meet the one, because you definitely will, and I feel like it's going to happen a lot sooner than you essentially think. For some of you could have already met this person. You're going to look back at this moment and be grateful that things went south between you and this one over here, because it looks like what's basically happening here is that something is essentially falling apart in your life for something better to essentially come along. So I promise you in the future, honey, you're going to find yourself, you know, reflecting back on this marriage that you have with this person or this relationship that you have with this person. And you're going to thank the heavens above that things didn't work out between you and this person, because it looks like the universe is going to send you somebody 10 times better either which way. What actions? Doom, 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 doom. Sorry. Let me stop. Okay. So we have the Queen of Swords. We got the Seven of Wands. And then we also have, I'll be honest, okay? Like I said, you're going to move forward and move on with your life way before they do. I think that this person's going to be very bigger, blah, 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 blah. Very bitter, very angry, and very upset. It's kind of like the energy of like, how could you move on that fucking quickly type of vibe. Is basically what I'm getting. Because they're not gonna find themselves hopping into a whole nother relationship right away. They're not. And I feel like it has a lot to do with the fact that they spent possibly many years with you. So that could play a massive role in why they're not gonna instantly hop into a whole nother relationship. But I also feel like it has a lot to do with the fact that, like, don't get me wrong, like, I feel like this person's gonna find themselves like seeing people and dating people, but without any sort of intentions of like running off into the sunset with anybody up until they meet the Queen of Pentacles. Once they meet the Queen of Pentacles, that's it. It's a wrap. You know, they're gonna settle down with the Queen of Pentacles and they're gonna do it in a heartbeat is what I'm gathering. But everybody else in between, they're not gonna be taken seriously. But I do feel like this person's gonna be like, wow, like, look at freaking Aries. They're over here moving on with their life all fucking ready. Like, we just fucking broke up like 2.5 seconds ago. Like, wow. Like, I do see them kind of going through that. You know, I do see them being very angry and very bitter and very upset. I mean, yeah, I do see them definitely going through that, but they'll get over it. And it's no offense to you when I say this, Aries. It's no offense to you when I say this, okay? Or even this person. I think that y'all are both good people. I just don't think that y'all are good for one another. I feel like there's somebody somewhere that's going to be a good fit for the both of you. And I do see the both of you essentially meeting that perfect person for you guys. Granted, you're going to meet them a lot sooner than they're going to end up meeting this individual that's, essentially perfect for them. But, I just don't think that y'all are good for one another, I don't, and I think you know that, and I think that they know that, and I think that once you meet the one, um, you're gonna realize what it's truly like to be with the perfect person for you, So in the end, it looks like everybody wins. You know what I mean? Granted, they're gonna be a little angry and upset because how dare you move forward and move on with your life already? It's been 5 seconds. Like how could you? You know what I mean? But they'll get over it. They'll get over it. I think that once they meet the Queen of Pentacles, they'll officially like let this go. Like they'll let go of their anger and their resentment. They'll let it go. Once they meet the Queen of Pentacles, everybody else in between, they're gonna be carrying around this anger and resentment towards you, my friend. But once they meet the Queen of Pentacles, they'll move on. They'll move on. They're not gonna find themselves bitter, angry, and upset anymore because they're gonna find themselves meeting the one too. So y'all are good people, just not good for one another. And I think that there's somebody awesome out there for you, and you're gonna meet them way before they do, and they're gonna end up meeting this person, shortly after. But hey, shit happens, Shit happens, all right? But yeah, that's what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.